Hi everybody, I just wanted to give a brief introduction to the anime and manga talk that Tanner's going to be giving in just a second. But before you delve into it, if you are not familiar with anime and manga, there are a couple of terms you should know. So first of all, subbed or subtitled is when the show that you are watching is actually in the original language. So for the case of anime, a lot of times that's Japanese, and it has the English subtitles at the bottom of the screen. So then dubbed anime is when you dub the English voice actors over the original soundtrack. So what you would hear is the actual English voices, which is what you see a lot of times on shows and networks like Cartoon Network. And then just so that you have an example of what Tanner's talking about when he's talking about the traditional right to left way of reading. So this is a book. This is where we would normally read it. This is where it actually starts. So if you look at it, open it up. It's kind of backwards, I guess you could say. And you would typically read it this way. So that is how you would read it, just so that you have a basic example of what that text actually looks like. And I hope you enjoy this segment. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tanner Strong. I am a sophomore here at Dominican University. I am majoring in English and minoring in history, and my plans are to eventually go into library science. Another good topic would be manga and comics, and how manga is read is from the traditional Japanese style way, where it is read from right to left, and if you have like a normal comic like were to be published and produced in the United States, it's normally read from left to right. And there is a huge variety of mangas that are usually turned into animes or something too. Usually they would be, compared to the Japanese style, it would be dubbed compared to like how it's or subbed, and where that can usually be a huge difference, where there could be some differences going on, but there could be also a lot of similarities. A really popular manga that is popular in the US and in Japan is Fruits Basket, which is also a really popular anime. Fruits Basket is about a young girl named Toro who is in love with the Chinese zodiac, and she ends up meeting an older man one day, and she ends up being thrown into this world where like there's people who are actually from the Chinese zodiac, and if they're hugged from like the opposite sex, they turn into that animal, which makes it really weird, but it's also really interesting. Another popular one is Bleach, and Bleach is more of the fighting, like going into like the spiritual world and everything. Like there's these things called soul reapers where they go out and they kill hollows, which are demons that try to suck out souls from like human beings and everything. And it's pretty interesting, it's pretty good. And then you have an older one called Cowboy Bebop, which is also an anime too, like the other two. And with Cowboy Bebop, it's like in the future where it's in space and everything, and it's about these people who are bounty hunters and when they're trying to collect money to live through life and everything. And then you also have another popular one called Death Note, which is also an anime. With Death Note, there's a guy named Light who ends up finding this book where if you write the person's name in it 30 seconds later, or how you say they will die. And it's really interesting to see how he confronts to being the head of his class, and he has competition with this guy named L who is trying to figure out who the evil guy is, and you figure out that it's Light. Another way with like comics, especially nowadays, they are revamping with the New 52. So the New 52 comics, where you normally read from like how we would, is with they redid like Batgirl, Batman, like Aquaman's really popular now because before he really wasn't. They have Teen Titans, and they have Red Hood and the Outlaws, which is like Robin and Starfire and all of them together. And it really shows like in today's society too, with the new Batman movie, like that ties in like where there's like new ideas being thrown in, and like how Catwoman was in it, she has all her new comics too, and that kind of reflected too when Anne Hathaway got to act for it.